Reminders before we start. The ACC is streaming this press conference, so when you ask your questions, please speak loudly. We'll provide transcripts afterwards. We'll start with the opening statement from Coach, go to questions for the player, and then more questions for Coach afterwards. So with that, the opening statement.
Obviously, another tough day for us against Florida State. Give them credit. They played well, got some timely hits, made some nice plays when they needed to make some plays. I thought our guys battled. Grinded out some at bats early, and it kind of slipped away from us late. Cade's, pitch count got worked up early. He competed his tail off, but we just fell short today.
Questions for the player.
Brendan, talk about maybe a funk. You guys, 4 out of 5. How do you get out of this? And I noticed when you hit the home run, you kind of showed a little emotion towards your team. I think around in third. Was that to try to get a little spark?
Yeah, absolutely. At the time, we're competing on the mound, fighting through tough innings, making quick innings where we can get back in the dugout with a lot of momentum. So really, I just wanted to try and get a spark there. It's a big swing right there. You get within 2 runs where you get a guy on, and then you get something started from there. If a guy hits a home run with a guy on, we're right back in the game. So just trying to get in there and lift some people up, that are down, and just spark a little emotion.
Brendan, that's 21 strikeouts and 9 hits that Holton's allowed in 2 starts in a week. What makes him so tough?
Just his command for all 3 pitches. He can throw. He doesn't throw a lot of fastball, so when you get them, they're well located, and it's tough to hit a well located fastball. I mean, even the best hitters in the big league, they struggle with it. So really, he gets ahead with a fastball that's well located, and then he just starts, throwing his great off speed that he's got. A fastball or a changeup that's got good velocity change to it, good tail to it. So it's just a tough at bat. You got to find something you can handle. Just put a good swing on it.
Brendan, with what you guys still have left to play for, obviously, how concerning is this last week to you?
I mean, everybody hits a bump in the road, honestly. I think it's just something that it happens. It's a long season. It's a grind. It's a little more different now that you're in the later half of the season when you're out of school. You've only got baseball to think about, and it's tough to not think about other things with all that free time you got. We practice 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so you're free from 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon till whenever you go to bed. So there's a lot of things going through your mind. Thinking about different situations, what have it. So I think you just need to clear your mind and play free and like a kid attitude.
Do you feel like 3 of the 4 have been Florida State? Is it more of what they were doing, or is it something that needs to be fixed?
Really, they're just a great team. They work counts. They don't swing out of the zone too much, and they got a lot of guys that can do damage throughout their lineup. It may not look like it, but any guy in their lineup can put a ball in the gap and score a couple runs or just spark a big rally.
There's at least one catch out there on center field that might be on Sports Center tonight. Did that deflate you guys? Did you think you had a chance at it?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously think we're all rooting for Pat. The guy, this is his first career start, and what better moment for him to have a big hit like that. That ball drops. It's 4-3, and the game's different. We got a guy on second or third maybe if the ball rolls around. So that kind of brings your emotion back down. When you think you've got a 1-run ball game and another chance to score a run, when it's taken away like that.
Brendan, with some downtime now, what do you do to not try to think about too much and get ready for the NCAA and the regional?
Really, me personally, just hang out with guys, watch TV, get out of the house, go see a movie, just anything you can do to have fun and pretty much be a kid.
Are you worried at all about where the focus level may be at this point?
There could be a few guys, but I think as a team, we'll address it this week. You've got 2 weeks till that big day, and I think everybody just needs to cut whatever ties you have to that day and focus on what we got right now.
Were we seeing a little bit, I think the top of the fourth, Dan came out and kind of had a meeting with you guys on that. It looked a little more demonstrative than we were used to seeing. Was that based on focus? What was that based on?
He was just upset with the overall attitude of the infield. I think not a lot of people being vocal, telling the outfielders where we needed the ball thrown in one of the situations. So it's just him trying to get on us and bring us to where he knows we can play at. Just all good from there.
Any more questions for Brendan?
Just to
Okay.
be clear, Brennan, that day you went to draft.
Yes.
Okay.
Now open up questions for Coach.
What impressed you most about Holden?
Just ultra pitchability guy. 3 pitches for strikes, can change patterns on what he's trying to do, both sides of the plate with the fastball. He even can throw his off speed in the zone and out of the zone when he wants to do that. And really competes. Like I said, I thought early in the game we were starting to grind out some pretty good at-bats, and then he seemed to get better later in the game, made it a lot tougher for us. So we'll have to face that guy again next year, so we've got to figure out a little better plan of attack.
You remember your reaction when Flowers made the catch in center field?
I didn't quite see it. I was blocked out by some of the players, but again, those are the type of plays in the postseason that can elevate a team, and you got to make plays like that in the postseason especially. It was a great play by that guy.
Roger, obviously a very good opponent. They were ranked number 2 in the preseason, but was it a lot of what they had to do, or is it disconcerting to the coaching staff, kind of the way you guys have played the last week?
Well, we have to play better, and you play so well throughout the regular season, so consistent throughout the regular season, and that's the thing about baseball. You just never know when something like this may happen. Then you go into the last weekend and you don't play great, and we got to find different ways to win. We just got to be better. I mean, we have to. Guys have to play freed up and enjoy their time playing, and I know they will. And guys are looking forward to the postseason and the regional, and we got to get recentered and go out and just have fun playing baseball.
Does this team feel a little more burdened than some other ones in the past? Brandon mentioned the draft, the expectations.
I don't sense that with this group. The draft is something that comes with our program. I mean, it's part of what we live with every year. Obviously, we're proud of, cultivating, that type of culture, and we want to help our kids have opportunities like that. But at the same time, those that are able to do that, that'll be there at some point. You only get this once. And that's what we're trying to impress upon our guys, is that you don't get a redo 5 years down the road. So, you got to try to, be where your feet are and enjoy the moment.
Colin gets nicked up early. Colby's out. How difficult is it to overcome those injuries, and do you sense that kind of played a little bit into today's game?
Again, our guys were really behind Pat today. He's a well-liked kid. I thought Pat did a great job for me defensively. Working the game, I thought he did a very good job, and he's with our kids all the time, throwing bullpens. He's helped our pitchers get better. And for me as a coach, a guy like that, the guys that work in the pen, you can't put a price on that. I mean, that's a big part of our pitcher development, obviously. It is what it is. Colby and Colin, Lincoln comes back today, but that's his first action since Clemson. We had to rest him a little bit, but we were able to get him in the game. But you deal with those things. Everybody has to deal with issues like that, and certainly I thought the guys that we plugged in have done fine.
Any word on Colin on?
I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what the word on Colin is. I'm sorry.
Roger, will you guys take a bit of a different approach maybe for preparation going into the regional, or you just kind of keep it as is?
Well, I think there has to be, sort of an unwritten sense of urgency, I guess. We don't want our players to, to feel pressure. Again, I just mentioned a minute ago, you want them to play loose, play free. I think that's how you play your best. But this program's always had a way of being ready to play when a regional started. So we have to have some sort of sense of urgency, but not make too much of it. We just got to get back to playing a good brand of baseball, whatever that means, 27 outs or more, every pitch, every at bat, every play.
We'll take one more question for Coach.
You guys have dominated the regular season the past 3 years, but you guys have been struggling in the postseason when it comes to ACC. Is it a mentality thing you're seeing within your team?
I can't really say it's a mentality thing. Is there some sort of letdown? Each kid would have that, ask themselves that, individually. I do know, our coaching staff is, we want to play well in the tournament. We want to play well in the ACC tournament. That's important to us, and we haven't won a conference tournament, I think, maybe since '09, back in the a Big East days. So we just haven't gotten it done yet, but we'll keep grinding to find a way to play better in the conference tournament.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.